Straight Outta Compton was a classic and arguably one of the greatest biopics of all time. Many have tried to cover the lives of West Coast legends before, but they failed miserably. Straight Outta Compton got it right though, and even hip-hop legend Warren G agrees. In his Drink Champs interview, Warren G reflects on the film and even talked about some things they missed. Here's what Warren G had to say.
One of my favorite movies, Straight Outta Compton.
Mm-hmm.
It has that famous scene with you and Dre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he gets kicked out. What is it?
Well, I mean, he got put out. I think it was like he was around.
Come out the crib when he got kicked out the crib.
18 or 19, right. Yeah, around that time. I was just a little snotty nosed kid, just around, looking up to him, both him and my brother Tyreek.
Right.
Yeah, back then. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, man, out of all the what is it called, biopic films, to me, this was the best one.
Yeah.
Now, can you answer this for me? Is it the best one because these brothers are still around, so they can actually critique?
Well, not everybo's.
Well, not everybody. Obviously, Eazy is gone.
Nate is not.
Who else?
Nate Dogg's not.
Oh, Nate Dogg, obviously. Yeah. Okay, my bad. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg.
Man, I mean, there was some things in there in it that I felt that should have been in there that wasn't in it. But if they'd have took the time to put everything in there, that movie probably would.
What parts you think were missing?
A week long, not an hour long.
Right. What parts you think were vital that were missing?
I mean, not anything to do with me, but it wasn't like I ain't like one of them people trying to smash on it.
Because you know the story better than anybody else from your perspective.
Like the fun we used to have where we was in audio achievements. I was, like I said, I was a young buck around all those guys, just being in there having fun and what we talked about earlier with the live skits and stuff like that, just showing that whole element, that part right there, and different things that went on, like when they was on the road, when we was in San Diego one time and I got a chance to come out and see one of their shows, like the stuff they was doing behind the scenes, like just little stuff like that, but overall it was on point.
How old were you when NWA took off?
I had to be.
Like, did you guys have 213 already? Like,
213 had to come out.
Yeah, we came.
Like I'm just saying, like the beginnings of you guys.
We was pups.
Right.
We was pups. We was just hearing it and falling in love with it. And like I said, I used to get a chance to go up to the studio. So, I used to hang around at Audio Achievements, and that's what I hung out so much that they took me and put me on a skit on Niggas for Life. For the jail part where, hey, Mr. Officer, get your hands. That was me.
What the Yo! Get the out of here. Holy shit. Let's make some noise. I was today's years old and that. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was a pup. Just hanging around. And like he said, 213 came after that, man. Right. But we was hearing the World Class Wrecking Crew and the LA Dream Team and Ice-T.
And you knew that was your brother when you heard the World Class Wrecking Crew?
No, he was with him.
I'm just saying, you know how it was back in the days. People didn't do videos, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we looked up to all of that. Me and Snoop and all of us, even way back then. And one of the cold things that happened around that time, Dre used to have tapes when they would do music. I used to hear for everybody else. So we used to sell candy, which is the Voltron crew, which was in that I talk about in this DJ, the Voltron crew. That was our crew. And so what we would do was we'd go sell candy for this dude named Steve. Just a bunch of young black kids working for this cat, take us out to all the rich areas to sell candy. So after that, we would go to McDonald's. That's when the Big Mac value pack. And
that was a big deal when you was a kid.
And that was cracking.
That was like wearing clothes, having a Big Mac in your hand.
It was like gourmet for us.
Yeah, so we would be freestyling and having battles and stuff in there. Even the twins, they up in here. They was all of us was even my own Baby Papa. When I say Baby Papa chick, that's Baby Papa right there. We all came from elementary, King Park, all that. So we
in LBC.
Yeah, in Long Beach, California.
Okay.
And so we used to freestyle and have fun and rap against each other in there, beatboxing the whole nine. So I had memorized Dre's song. It was a song called The Cabbage Patch. So these niggas in there busting like, so it came to my turn. I was like, well, I was rolling down the street with my mind at ease. I had my top pulled back so I could feel the breeze. Somebody called my name. I looked around. It was a freak on the bus stop flagging me down. So I'm rapping.
That was great.
It was great. They was like, Warren, you hard as mother. They heard the song and they was like, oh, you wrong for that. But I was all right. I wasn't. Snoop was dope. But Steve, Snoop, the twin, they was dope. They used to freestyle. That's all.
Now it was a famous story about like how Fat Joe had a time where he could have signed himself or he signed Pun, and then everyone said how honorable Fat Joe was for doing that, but then everyone says that he wasn't the first one. Right. Everyone says it was you with Snoop that you had a chance to kind of like sign, but you said you wanted to put Snoop first.
Well, I was always pushing for Snoop. You know, I mean, I was pushing for all of us at the same time, but I was more of like. I was like the who could I think of that used to be? I was like very aggressive with working with Snoop. You know, I wanted him because I'm dope, but he's dope.
Right.
You know, I'm a storyteller. I make it simple, but to where people can relate to it real easy. And Snoop was busting he was an MC, he was this, that, he was all of the above. And you know, that was just my thing. I just wanted to push hard for him to be successful because I know if he blows up and be successful, he gonna snatch us up too at the same time. Even though we had a demo tape all together.
Right, the group.
Yeah.
Voltron crew.
No, that was 213.
213, okay.
Yeah, and that's just how I was, man. Just wanting to push, just wanting to win.
But that's honorable. Like most people don't do that. Like most people actually they're selfish.
Yeah.
And they'll say, man, put us so for. But how, you know, one of the things that I did that I felt great about my life was Fat Joe asked me to get in contact with Jay-Z for him. I'm like, no one gets in contact with Jay-Z. But I used my one favor with Jay-Z and I gave it to Fat Joe.
Right.
And then my life kind of changed from that because I guess God was testing me.
Yeah.
It kind of made me feel like unselfish. So did you feel like that when you put Snoop in front of you? Or this was your plan from the beginning?
You know, that's
right. I didn't even think it all the way through. It's just what came natural.
Unselfish and a plan for him to blow because that was my best friend and just pushing for my best friend and wanted to see him be successful because his name was bigger than me and Nate.
Was it Snoop Rock?
Snoop Rock Ski.
Snoop Rock Ski.
And,
I'm so glad he changed that.
They started calling me, what's that little yellow motherfucker on the character?
Pac-Man?
No, with the Snoopy and the little Woodstock. They started calling me Woodstock. I was mad at them. I said, hell no. Ain't no goddamn Woodstock.
Okay, so let's bounce around a little bit, right?
I had an incident like that where.
Go ahead. Let's go.
I'm gonna just say this.
Let's go.
When I did Endo Smoke on the Poetry Justice soundtrack,
with Isley Brothers. No, that's not.
You saying the sample?
The song.
Endo Smoke.
Okay, yeah.
But the sample was Rap Dirty by Blowfly.
Okay, cool.
Blowfly.
Def Jam had called and was inquiring about the guys on the song. So they called, Paul Stewart and John Singleton called me. It was like, Warren, Def Jam is you know, they want to talk to you. So I was like, all right, cool. So we talking and
you say John Singleton called you on behalf of
and Paul Stewart,
he's trying to get away with that floss.
Yes, he did.
That's floss. Okay,
John Singleton.
And so they called and they was you know inquiring about the guys on the record. So I was like, you know, okay, cool. I said I produced it. You know, that was a record. He was like, well, it was Chris Lighty, Tracy Waples, and Leor Cohen. They was all on the phone talking to me.
Crazy.
And it was like well, we want the guy on the song that you know, he had all of the styles. So I was like, oh, okay, Mr. Grimm, that's my guy. I'm gonna reach out to him and I'm gonna put you in contact with his people so you guys can, you know, get it all together. So they said he had kind of like a singing type of feel to what he was doing. I said, okay, I said, so you mean the second guy?
Okay.
So it was like, yeah, that guy. I said, that's me. That's me. I said, what's up? Hey.
The story of NWA is vital to hip-hop history. NWA defined freedom of speech and telling a story about your environment. Click the video on the screen right now to hear Ice Cube explain how NWA was an all-star group. Peace.